Good morning. It's attorney Brian Ponder, Brian the Credit Lawyer. I wanted to do a quick video this morning to talk about how you should respond to the Equifax credit breach. So, last month you heard about Equifax's data systems being hacked or breached. And what that means is a hacker or a person who is computer savvy was able to get into their database and pretty much obtain everyone's personal information or data. And what that includes is your name, social security number, date of birth, mailing address, credit card accounts, loan accounts, you name it. And Equifax actually is in the business of collecting this information about you and selling it. They make almost $2 billion per year doing this. In my opinion, that's classic identity theft. Uh, Equifax is a company that takes your identity, sells it for a profit, and doesn't share it with you, and also doesn't get your permission to do that. But that's a whole nother video. Today I want to talk to you about what everyone's asking me about on a daily basis. What do I do about the Equifax credit hack? Well, my recommendation is that you do at least three things. One, you should always do this, but you should monitor your credit report all the time. And what I mean by that is you need to have some type of credit monitoring in place so that anytime your credit is used, and when I refer to credit, I'm talking about your Equifax, TransUnion, or Experian credit file is used, because that alerts you if someone is trying to use your credit. Even yourself, if you're trying to use your credit, you would know. And so you want to sign up for credit monitoring. However, you do not want to sign up for Equifax's monitoring. They're giving away credit monitoring for free. You do not want that. Why? Because when you use that or sign up or enroll in that service, you waive your right to sue them for leaking your credit. And essentially, you really waive all your rights to sue them, period. But more importantly, you're unable to join a class action lawsuit. There are many, some of my colleagues, including myself, are putting some together regarding that Equifax credit breach. But if you sign up for their credit monitoring, which is Trusted Premier ID, you pretty much waive your rights. So do not, I repeat, do not sign up for Equifax credit monitoring. I also recommend that you do not sign up for Experian or TransUnion credit monitoring. Do not sign up for them. You do not want to sign up with the people who are taking and selling your credit in the first place. You don't want to trust them. Equifax is asking you to trust them with monitoring and safeguarding your credit when they're the ones that recently got it breached. Now, the breach actually took place in July. In my opinion, I think breaches to Equifax's system happen way more often than is realized publicly. For some reason, this particular breach was a big one and went public, but it probably happens very frequently, and we just don't know about it. So you should always prepare yourself at all times as if your credit information is breached or going to be breached by monitoring your credit. My recommendation, I'll tell you what I use personally. I don't have any particular endorsements or affiliations with any credit monitoring people at this time, but I personally use MyFICO. MyFICO provides real-time monitoring, so if anything changes on any of my credit reports, it lets me know. The only downside about MyFICO is you don't get a live credit report at all times. You only get it, I think, maybe quarterly. But the big advantage to MyFICO is, first of all, you get your real credit score. The credit score you see on these other sites, including the consumer reporting agency sites like Equifax, are not real credit scores. Those are Vantage scores, other types of scores, and they've been sued actually. Meaning Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, for giving you excuse me, for giving you these scores that are not real credit scores. You think they are. You think you're going to go get a car or house based on the score you saw, but you're not. So, but MyFICO gives you a real FICO score. So MyFICO is a resource that you can use for credit monitoring. Okay, you want that no matter what. The second thing you want to do is you want to check Equifax's website to check to see, well, really to confirm to see whether your information is part of the information that was part of that hacked group. Now, again, in my opinion, everyone with an Equifax credit file is subject to this hack. The numbers that came out publicly are 143 million people were affected. That's almost everyone in that database. However, if you're going to have a case and you want to contact me about suing them, for leaking your information, for being negligent in safeguarding your information, then you need to have confirmation that your information is part of the information that was hacked. And so to identify that, I'm going to put a link in the description. And so you just click the description and I'll provide the one link. There's only one link with Equifax where you can put in a partial social security number and your last name, and you'll be able to click and it'll tell you that your information is part of the information of the group of people that were hacked. If you do this from your phone, once you get to the page that confirms yes, your information was subject to the hack, you want to screenshot that. Why do you want to do that? That's your evidence that your information was leaked or part of the database of people whose information was susceptible to the leak. So you want to capture that. So take a screenshot of that and save it. After you screenshot it, email it to yourself so you don't lose it. Okay? You can also email it to me and I'll save it for you. My email is brian@brianponder.com, brian@brianponder.com. I'll put that in the comments section below. But emailing it doesn't mean you're a client. It's just if you want me to safeguard it, as a courtesy, I'll start a file for you. But it doesn't create a client relationship. But if you want to contact me regarding a particular case, you may. But I just want you to email it to yourself and even to me if you like, just so that you have that record, and so if your pictures are lost, you don't lose it. And so that's just a recommendation. If you're doing it from your computer and you can't screenshot it, you can take a picture with your phone or do Control P and go to save as a PDF. So instead of printing it to paper, you can actually save it as a PDF file. And once you get that PDF file, you can again save that to your computer, email it to yourself, email it to me. If you'd like me to just, as a courtesy, save it, under some of my files, I'll do that for you. But it's important that you get it and save it. Again, that's your proof. Now, after you get your proof, if you have concerns and if you're worried, if you have concerns, or if something has happened to your credit as a result of that breach, meaning if you suffered some identity theft, someone's tried to open up credit in your name, and you believe it may be related to that breach, you want to document that. If after you figure out your information has been breached and you start to experience some anxiety, worry, document that. Keep a diary and write down the date and time. If you feel anxious, if you're short of breath, take note of that. The date and time. Keep a diary. If you become mentally frustrated, can't get work done, I suggest you seek counseling. Talk to someone, talk to friends, talk to family, anyone who can calm you down. You can contact my office if you have concerns that you want to talk about. But all of these things that I mentioned are damages. So your worry, your concern, your shortness of breath, your anxiousness, all of that is what's called damages. And if you have a case against Equifax for this credit breach, it would not likely be one of negligence, because they were negligent in safeguarding your information that they collected about you. But to prove a negligence case, you need more than just the act of the breach or negligence, you have to prove actual damages. It's different from a credit reporting case where we don't have to prove actual damages, though there's a recent Supreme Court case, Spokio, where it says you have to allege actual damages. But in credit reporting cases under FCRA, they allow statutory damages, meaning that if we can't articulate your actual damage, then by law you can get anywhere between $100 to $1,000 automatically. The negligence breach case is not like that, meaning you have to have actual damages to have a case for the negligence lawsuit for the breach itself. And so those damages can be anything. It can be emotional, it could be psychological damages. So just because your credit wasn't used by an identity thief, you still could have a case, okay? But you have to have actual damages. You have to be worried, concerned. You have to spend money. Perhaps you end up buying my FICO credit monitoring. That's a damage that costs about $30 a month, because you're concerned that the identity thieves may have taken your credit or may in the future take your credit. So that's money spent. You may be worried each and every day, and that's a damage that's compensable, meaning they have to pay you for that. So just want to keep you abreast of what to do. You want credit monitoring. You do not want Equifax monitoring. You want independent credit monitoring. Some of you may already have this through your credit card company, through your bank, through your job. You may have it. If you have it, great. Understand how it works. Be sure to set up alerts that go to your phone and email if your credit's being used. Okay. Number two, remember, check the website to see if your information is part of the information that was hacked. All right. If it is, you want to screenshot that and save that. The third thing you want to do is review your credit report. You want a baseline of where your credit is or was at the time of the hack. Okay. You want a full picture of your credit profile. You can get that for free online. I'll actually post a link on how to get your credit report for free. By law, you can get an annual credit report for free from all consumer reporting agencies, including Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. I'll give you the link to do that. And for free means you don't have to pay, obviously. And the rule of thumb is online, if you have to put your credit card number in there, it's not free. So if you type in anything wrong in the web address to go to this free credit report site, it'll send you somewhere else. People make up different web addresses that'll point you to another site where you end up paying or putting the credit card information in there. That's the wrong site. Get out of there. Okay. The site that I'm going to post below is a free site where you can get your credit report. And once you get your credit reports, take a look at everything, make sure everything is correct. If it's not, contact me. I'll help you get things corrected if necessary. But again, free credit report. All right, so let's go through it again. The three things you need to do: you need to monitor your credit, get credit monitoring. It can't be Equifax, okay? Do not sign up for the Equifax monitoring. Number two, check the website that I'm providing that Equifax allows you to confirm your information was part of the group of people hacked. Three, obtain and review your credit reports, okay? You should do that now, do that today, take care of it. And if you think you have a case, you can contact my office. You can contact, if you already have a lawyer, you can contact your lawyer, but you can contact my office. My office deals with cases against Equifax on a daily basis. We sue them in federal court, and I'd be happy to help you resolve your credit hack case regarding Equifax. If you have any other credit problems, debt collection problems, mortgage foreclosure issues, you can feel free to contact my office. My office at this time we do free initial consultations. So while we're able to accommodate you, I encourage you to call. My phone number is 646 450 9461. My email address, if you want to email me something, is brian@brianponder.com. I'll include in the comments section a few things. One, I'll include the link to the website where you can check to see if your information was hacked on Equifax. Two, I'll provide the link to where to get your free credit report. And three, I'll give you my email address. Okay? Now, some additional information I want to give to you is you can ask for a credit freeze. Now, a credit freeze is where you ask Equifax not to give people your credit information. So if you apply for credit, Equifax won't give it to whoever you apply to without contacting you first. I think that's a good idea. You can do that by contacting Equifax. You can call or write them a letter, and all you have to say is, "Look, I want my credit report or consumer file frozen, and if I apply for credit or anyone applies for credit in my name, I want you to call me." So that's what you do. You can write them a letter saying just that, and what that does is when you or someone else tries to apply for credit and they use the Equifax credit file, Equifax won't give that file despite your application, wherever it may be, or whoever may apply, have applied for you. They'll first have to contact you to verify that, in fact, you are the one applying for that. Uh, Whether you sign up for that is up to you, but the three things I just want make sure you do is to monitor your credit, check to see if your information was hacked, and review your credit reports. Any other questions, you can comment below. You can email me. I'll try to get to you as soon as possible. But I just want to provide this information for you because a lot of people were asking how they should deal with this credit hack. Have a great day.